Yes, people, welcome back to Cass, my channel, as Big Steve MCFC would say. But obviously, this is Cass, and it's MUFC. Get that straight. Big up anyone that's in the house. We got a bit of news. Actually, Damaso, the aggregator, has just come out, and obviously, there's been a quote tweet about him and Dorgu. So there's an update on that part at the very least. But nothing beyond that. There's like this Casemiro news. You lot obviously probably been seeing the whole never a foul and the Pogba situation. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys have to say about Pogba. And even beyond that, there's other little bits and bobs, and it's always about the chessboard, isn't it? It's always about the chessboard on show and on play. Like if Casemiro moves, does that mean there's an extra midfielder coming? If Garnacho moves, does that mean there's a left 10 coming? More. There's talk of potentially Alvaro Fernandez ready as well. Like apparently might be triggering both of them with Dorgu ready to be accepted. We didn't bow down to their 34 million demands. It's just there's so much stuff to keep up with United pretty much every day. Now I'm thinking, okay, cool. I need to start going live twice a day. So my new schedule is going to be there's going to be a pre-record out in the morning, and I'm going to have to go live twice a day. So there's one in the afternoon, meaning I'm going to have to go also live a little bit later on, let's say around 9 o'clock tonight. But more workload. So is what it is. There's always so much to cover. I just don't feel like I can do it in one instance in terms of like one sitting like this and then let the day go beyond. So yeah, get ready for more of me if you'd like that, I suppose. So big up to everyone in the building. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. You can always support the channel. Myself, obviously, keeps me going, keeps me afloat, of course. As Solomon would say, like I've got different memberships, just support memberships. I can't really offer a package as of yet because I can't even keep up to date with all of this as it is with Never a Foul stuff and jumping on everyone else's channels as well. So, but yeah, big up to everyone. The best 11 says no way Pogba is returning. We'll talk about that first, by the way. So we'll get onto that. Big up Dan in the building. Big up Lou Man in the building as well. He says we'll become an Arsenal fan if that happens. That's crazy. When we employ Ericsson and we employ Scrubs, we'll talk about it. Big up Khabib said 28th of Jan. Only signing done is an Arsenal kid. And oh yeah, Heaven. Ayden Heaven. We'll talk about that a little briefly as well. I've got some people might remember him if I as well. I don't want to turn on Ineos, but they have to show me something. I think we should smash the the desk like button. Yeah, the like button, Dan. Yeah, you're right. We must do that. Big up certified Yash, Tones, Ridwan. Nice to see the same faces. Golang as well. We got Gamer TV. We'll talk about that as well. Don't worry about that. This was the information I was talking about with Dorgu. Again, I think it's just an educated guess. We'll see about that though. That pretty much works out near enough what they want. Apparently, we're going to get like a here we go within the next couple to few hours. So if that's the case, we will drop a. I might have to do a profile, like a pre-record, like I do a profiling of like Dorgu as well. Like I might learn something myself. Broderick's in the building, Noah's in the building, Defslay's in the building. Big up, man. Assalamu alaikum. Binyam as well. It says big up, Cass. I like your content. Big up, man. And I like you, my friend. And I like everyone else in it. Saka is him. Hoyland cooked him. I remember. See, that's the one. I remember him getting absolutely fried and put on toast. Hamza's in the building as well. Cass, we are about to get a here we go. Are we actually? Well, hopefully I can at least get most of this show done before that actually happens. So we'll see. Also, we are playing 24 mil up front, which is amazing. What, off the bat, like in one payment? Or would it? I wonder if it's structured differently. Here we go today, I think. Well, we need this transfer dopamine. Where is the Toby mask? What do you mean, where's the Toby mask? Got it right here. Do you know what I'm saying? The Toby mask. No installments. Yeah, because we can't be dealing with no more transfer debts. That's why. Dorgu's the next Bale. I don't know about that one. And then we've got Darren. Big up, man. Big up yourselves. So let's get straight down into it. First and foremost, take off your shoes, wash your hands, wipe your face, all of that good stuff, and smash the like button. It's just manners. Come on. Let's get that running up. We're on 34 likes. I don't think I need to put a what are they called again? Them posts. what do they call it again? Poll. The poll. I don't think I need to do the poll yet. But let's talk about, first and foremost, let's talk about Heaven real quick. People need to understand this is not like a Cheeto signing. He's not 16 or 17. He's as well. How old is this? I'm pretty sure Heaven is actually about 18 years of age. And what was said by Academy Scoop is the fact that he's actually going straight into our first team. Can you imagine? So, you know, this whole Kakonki stuff, of course, we heard the name. He's training with the first team. He's a couple years younger than Heaven. Heaven's like pretty much the same height. He's got a bit of speed on him. I saw from, if you might remember him from preseason, Hoyland absolutely cooked him in one instance, but I've seen Gabriel get cooked in preseason as well. Preseason is literally about fitness. But beyond that, he's very tidy. He is very tidy on the ball, I must say. You know, driving, you know, what we've seen with Lissandro recently is that when he does, if you see clips, he's very good at driving with the ball when he's got a shot on him. Now, it said from Academy Scoop that he's going straight into the first team directly, and he's going to be rotation. Also, like as backup cover for Lisandro Martinez, left footer as well. So yeah, man, I feel like that's probably the right idea, but I do hope that his ability also works out in general as well. Like it'd be nice. It's nice to see there's an extra body, but it's, of course, it's not what we need. You know, you can build your squad. If he's the right fit and Ineos and the so forth for seeing the data and he looks like he's going to be a fit, then amazing. We've got someone who's tall, but he's got a lot of progression, a little bit like Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro's on the other side. He plays that right centre back for now. But I do believe his future position is the central centre back eventually once he gets more experience and whatnot. So yeah, it's interesting. We don't really need major redevelopment in our backline anyway. So, but yeah, big up Lenny Lyons. It's definitely seeing bias towards a very young squad. Great content, Bedford here. Hey, big up, man, Bedford. Where in Bedford are you from, Lenny? Let me know. I'm kind of getting used to the area, knowing through Soups, if you know Soups or Daps or Ty, they will tell me different areas. I kind of know where like Great Denham is and Kempston. There's Bedford Town, and then there's the other surrounding areas as well. That goes like, yeah, I'm kind of getting used to the names. Sandy Town, I think one's called. So yeah, man, big up to yourself. Appreciate the super chat there. So yeah, look, we're good. We're looking at the young talent. We're trying to build for the future. You know, Heaven's one of those ones that we'll see where he gets to in the next few years. I don't even know if there's any fees. I don't know anything. Big up. I see M's in the building as well. Big up, my bro, as always. This is like one of my best mates these days. So, what's he saying? Alfredo Pedula, just waiting for the final deal. Let me start that. We'll go back to that as well. So yeah, he ain't ready for the Prem now. I can't lie, but good luck to him. Is there any fee? Because I saw that, I think he rejected the contract, and I'm not too sure if there's going to be a discussion beyond that. But if he's coming within January or now, then that kind of tells me there must be a fee. Surely, you're Putno. Oh, you're from Putno. I've heard some interesting things about Putno. I mean, it's an area I don't think I want to be visiting. But when it comes to like food spots and stuff, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's lit. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look, if you're gonna go after, let's go back to Ayden Heaven's profile. Look, he's 18 years of age. He's about 6'4/5". You know, he hasn't actually had men's experience yet in terms of men's football. That sounded crazy. Like I'm looking at it right now. He's played Premier League 2. He hasn't had a Premier League cap as of now, as what I can see. He's been on the bench against Monaco in the what's it called, in the Champions League, but he's mainly playing for the under 21s. Obviously at 18, that's big, right? Because under 21s is like 3 years above his age group. But again, he hasn't had much experience, so I don't think we should have much expectations on him as of yet. So it's just like, yeah, it adds to the height difference. I don't know how dominant he looks in the air. From what I could see in clips as well, you know, I'm seeing some, I say, he doesn't look like a centre back. He should be used more like if he's in defensive mid. But realistically, these days, you got to imagine that whichever football profile it is, whether it's centre back, wing back, centre mid, everyone can play football. Everyone can carry the ball near enough. Everyone's got some sort of passing ability, of whether it's long range, short range, or medium. Everyone can play football. He played against Preston, so there you go. There's a Carabao Cup. I haven't seen that yet. Let me check that. Oh, he has. He's played one. He's got one appearance in a Carabao Cup. Everything else is like EFL Trophy, FA Youth Cup. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they've seen that there's progression with this kid. Then yeah, Barcelona was chasing him, didn't get him. Frankfurt also chasing him. Frankfurt have a good eye for talent. So I'm not going to deny that United have might have pulled the wall over some eyes, but again, it's just a positive. We got an extra body at left centre back who's left footed. That's not Lisandro Martinez. I'm pretty sure he might play maybe a cup game if we get the nice draw, but I don't really see him making much appearances this season alone. You know, Lindelof can't be relied upon, so you might as well get him out the door. Evans, look, Evans is whether you believe I think he's a cult hero, you could say, for Man United. Some may deem him a legend, but his body's just breaking down. He can't keep fit. Played a lot of games he needed to last year at his big age as well. He's been a good servant to United, I must admit. And he's a model professional. And I'm pretty sure someone like Heaven can learn a lot of someone off of Johnny Evans. So Heaven's got a lot of big shoes to fill into. But it's a good mixture. You got De Ligt who's got experience, Maguire's got experience, Martinez has got experience. There's a lot of experience. And then you got your Euros, and then you got Heaven, and then we'll see what goes beyond that in the future. I'm pretty sure Mazraoui can be used as experience because he covers out wide quite well, and I'm pretty sure his future lies at right centre back. That kind of makes me wonder about the loan. What does that mean for players like Malacia? What does that mean for players like Delo in the summer when an 18-year-old kid who's barely got any men's football experience is taking pretty much your role? Because we're looking at 3 new flipping wing backs. We're looking at Tyler Dibbling, whether he gets chosen for the 10, or it could be, we got Patrick Dorgu, which we're going to be speaking about in a second. Big up Rob Frank as well. Hey, that's a Frankfurt badge. We got one over you. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at maybe bringing back another 1 or 2. Maybe Delo's going to be used as a backup wing back potentially. Who knows in the future? It'll definitely be interesting to see what happens in Delo's future. I don't think he should be at the club beyond the summer. I think he should. If there's a good bid that comes in, we should get rid of him. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about Pogba. Let's keep the Dorgu stuff away for a little sec because I'm hoping we can talk about him in case we get a little here we go. But what likes are we on, people? Make sure you subscribe as well. Don't forget. And big up for the super chat. Oh, wait. There's a little teaser. This guy, man, he does it to us all, man. He's a wanker. Honestly, he's a wanker. Fabrizio Romano is a wanker. Okay, I've said it 3 times in a row. Will be less. He's a prick. Yeah, he's a prick. Let's talk about Pogba. Are you guys bringing back Pogba? Because for me, I am bringing him back in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I know he left on sour terms with certain fans, and I know he's got a bit of an injury record. But we're talking about a 6-month contract here. We're talking about something that doesn't affect us. He can play in March. He can train with the team in February. Wait, he's allowed to play in March officially. He can train with the team in February if he does come. You know what? Let me do a poll. That's correct. Bring back Pogba. We got to think what's good. There's been a gaping hole since Pogba's left. I don't think there's anything wrong with his away from the pitch. Yes, he dresses up flashy. Yes, he has haircuts. So does everyone these days. Everyone has a style. But his off the pitch antics were never bad. He never come across disrespectful either. Some may say he looks lazy on the pitch. Go look at his distance covered on the pitch, by the way. It's way more than what we cover now, by the way. And his talent is second to none. We're talking about someone who brings experience to the side, that has legs, that's not called Christian Eriksen. We talk someone that's twice the play of someone like Christian Eriksen. You look at that left 10 and you think about what we need. That means you can play your Toby Collier, and that does also mean you can play your Agates in the middle of the parks. They can do the running for him. He's still got legs. The man, for me, is going to be hungry to play football. Not forget about the wages. He's not got his agent no more. Rest in peace to him. He's not with us no more. But for him directly, he just wants to play football. And for about 3-4 months, or let's say 2 months of him officially allowed to play, he can literally do a job for us that we may need. And then who knows beyond there? We're not going to give him a 3-year contract. We're not going to be tied down to silly money. There's a tease of it. He's a good role model for the younger lot. Ahmad looks up to him. Kobe used to look up to him because he talks about Pogba in his interviews. All of them lot. And we talk about we don't have enough experience or enough great talents for these younger players to learn off of. Look at Mainu. How much can Mainu benefit off Pogba? Even if Pogba's only here for a season and he's been used as a bit part player or whatever, he's only 31 going on 32. You know, he's not old. He's definitely still very athletic. That left half, the tactical, let's call it the tactical name, that left half space, the left 10 that we love to call these days. Yeah. He's tailor-made for it. We do need someone that's a little bit younger in that role, but that could be the role for someone like Kobe. That's my idea. Because the thing is, every other club would take him. Chelsea fans, if Chelsea and Arsenal, Liverpool fans, whatever fan you are of what club, are you taking back Pogba as well? But how is he toxic? I want to know. Let me know what evidence you've got to show that Pogba has been toxic in this club. If anyone's been toxic in this club, it's been Garnacho. Not Rashford, by the way. Garnacho. Look what his brother, and look at the damage that Garnacho has brought to Man United. Look at the stuff Højlund did with the United stand, yeah, and now look at the narratives that's pushed towards other strikers like Xerxes. That's what I call toxic. The only reason, let's be real, the only reason why fans got into Pogba was one simple thing, because he cost 80 million. That's one thing, of course, which is a factor. And also because he's not scoring, defending, and doing everything you need to for the club. I need evidence, right, that he was toxic. I don't understand how you can call someone that. Like, one sec, let me improve my lighting. One sec. That might do. It's getting dark. You can see my nose is a little bit red. Literally, cold forming is horrible. Steeler signed a new 3-year deal at Stuttgart. Is there a release clause in there? Let's see what the people are saying. Remember to keep smashing the likes. We're not even on 100 likes yet. Let's see what you say. Go on. Let's see what you're saying, Dan. Cassie was toxic when he was last here because of attitude and work rate. But there was nothing wrong with his attitude. Maybe work rate could have been a factor. You know, it could have been a factor, to be fair. Dancing after a loss. That's what players do these days. What do you mean? We just had Cole Palmer going having a laugh and a little giggle with the Man City lot. This is the modern era of football. We don't have Roy Keanes of that anyway. Like let the players enjoy themselves. Maybe they shouldn't be recording all that stuff because it puts a bad narrative to fans. But you tell him, let me ask you lot. Have you guys ever, by the way? No, he didn't have an attitude problem under Jose. That's just one thing. Did he have an attitude problem under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? No, did he leave back then? Yeah, he didn't have a, because he didn't. He had one argument with him and he still played, by the way. Chelsea are 6th and they're still not good enough. For Chelsea standards, not good enough. Yeah, the media coverage of Pogba won't be worth it, but will be a joke, but I'm thinking he's worth it. He's free. We employ crap. Are you not happy to go with this midfield until the end of the season? I don't understand this stuff about his attitude. What was wrong with his attitude? Bro, United were in such an awful place all around the board that it affected everyone. Yeah, but what does 6 months do? No, I'm just saying this, yeah. What does a 6-month contract do to anyone? How is that going to be toxic in the changing room? You know what Amram will do? Just like, yeah, get rid of him then. Like, push him to the side. Remember, this guy wants to work hard and get knuckled down. You know, all right, cool. I'm going to guess a lot of people in here have played some level of football, whether it's Sunday League, Saturday League, or maybe even just 5-a-side, yeah? After you've lost, yeah, by the way, after you've lost a game of football, have you not noticed like your mates are all having a giggle and a laugh after you've had about 10 minutes of cooling down or 15 minutes after you've had a shower, after you've done all of that, you know, it's annoying you at the back of your mind that you've lost, but you move on. This is like, these players are also human beings. You got to understand that element. Let's not be toxic individuals, because right now we're judging them based on the fact that they're having a dance or a giggle after a loss or a draw or a win or something like that. What, do you want them to be grumpy all the time? Do you know how mad that sounds as a human being? You know, after a game when I've lost on a Saturday, by the way, and I'm a winner, I win. Pretty much every club I've ever gone to, I've won trophies myself, whether they count or not, I win. Yeah. So for me, even if I've lost the game, after about 15 minutes, after I've had my shower, after I've like got dressed, or even just before getting like you talk to your mates, you get over it because you don't want to be negative. You don't want to be down in the dumps for too long. You smile, you get on with it, and you move on with life. So what's the difference? It's obviously just not good for the, you know, obviously because they get paid hundreds of thousands of pounds. Who cares? Well, you don't, but you don't know how long. It could be an hour after they're finished. You know, have you lot, if you keep staying mad for so long, you're gonna just end up being like depressed potentially, like God forbid. Or you just might be end up just being one of those people that you just don't talk to me and you're just you're like antisocial. We want winners, but Pogba is a winner. He's won stuff. That's the mad point. Whenever we get a player, yeah, that's got talented, has got a bit of an ego, of course, and is getting paid a little bit more than others, we seem to just want to drive them out of the club. And then we end up with dross and players that can't play football, like Mason Mount, who's injured all the time. We talk about injuries all the time, but the amount of abuse Pogba's got compared to what Mount gets, and I'm not saying Mount should get abused, or Luke Shaw, is night and day. Anyone does sign language, literally night and day. I'm just saying, innit? I'm not saying I'm not saying it's gonna be like he's gonna be a revolution to us, but when we talk about a player that can ping the ball, who can drive at the ball and all that, he ain't lost it in a year. It's so different. It's just very, very different. I must admit, it's a different time of player in it, and people need to understand that. Because let's just call it out for what it is, isn't it? Yeah, if he was an IC one, the whole narrative would be totally different, totally different. No, I'm not saying it's everything is, but you know how it's not about being. It's a direct way of saying racism or anything like that. It's also along the lines of like the undertones, psychological undertones. You've got like we got to learn as a like a what's it called, as a people. You know, it's a madness how no one could want a man like that back at the club. We need a profile like that at the club. And if it's a 6 month, like if it's a 6 month loan, Sol Campbell, if it's a 6 month loan or a 6 month deal, it doesn't harm anyone. It doesn't do anything to anyone. Look, what you lot hating yourselves anyways. They're not doing much with this midfield when we need it. Anyways, let's move on from Pogba. Casemiro, which I think is linked to all of this, by the way. There's rumors of Casemiro leaving to go to Roma. Imagine, do you find it a little bit mad that Casemiro's only played twice under Amarim when you probably could think like he might have been useful in certain situations, even if it's like shutting out shop, right? And I know he's on a lot of money, but you can clearly see there's an agenda from the club, I reckon, or Ineos to get out a lot of these players that, yes, they're not good enough. They're way past it, but they're on big wages. They all need to shift from the club because we're losing out so much money per year. It needs fixing. And he's only featured twice. And the last time he got that feature was obviously against Newcastle, which was quite a while ago now. I'm kind of surprised how long he stayed at United in terms of like, I thought he would have been moved on potentially this summer, but then obviously we kept him. And I'm surprised that nobody's came in for him yet, considering I think he's still a useful player. You know, in January, there was a lot of rumors about him going to Saudi. You know, Talisca is meant to go. You think Al Nasser was meant to be the one that picks him up, hasn't picked him up as of yet. You know, they got a foreign quota that they can only have, and I think they're about to bridge that gap as well with somebody new. I know Ronaldo's pushed for him, but it's just not the case. It's not happening. But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's true with some of these reports. How do you shift on someone that's going to take on a lot of those wages? He's on like 340k at United. Surely someone can come in for a loan. Well, Roma is the obviously the camp that might be taking him on loan. But again, it comes down to these Jenga pieces, right? Or chess pieces. A player has to potentially move or go somewhere else for one of our players to move in, which is absolutely annoying. The situation we're in with some of these players is just it's diabolical, isn't it? It's so diabolical. it's you're thinking about a 5 times Champions League winner who's not even past the age of like what 31, 32, and you can't even move him on because of wages. Again, always a factor with a lot of these players why we can't move them on. Glazers have put us in such a crap position. It's just like it would be nice if, like, my thing is I reckon the fault behind Man United could be you move Casemiro on, you pay half his wages. I'm pretty certain that's all you're going to get for him. No one's going to pay the full wage. You're not even going to get a loan fee out of that. And then you might think of like, who else can we bring on? You know, you talk about someone like Douglas Luiz. Clearly, there's a lot of things or factors why a lot of these clubs are not moving in for Douglas Luiz, which I think is absurd. So that's why I reckon the Pogba situation is a little bit on the agenda. It's been a long time coming. Better stint at United. No, Casemiro's had a much better stint at United than Schweinsteiger did. Schweinsteiger played like 2 good games. And after that, like Van Gaal says, why have I got a player who can't even run? Yeah, but that's why we shouldn't. Yeah, of course. That is one thing. But I don't think even if Pogba was to come back, I don't think he demands big wages. And I don't think he can. Shaw is definitely one that's stolen a living. But again, we've got like 6 days. And I think we're going to get one over the line in a minute. Or at some point, maybe within an hour. There's just loads of talk about it. They're saying that the fee's going to be lower than this 37.5 million euros. Let's do the calculations. Let's talk about Dorgu in a minute. Calculations. Because I want to get the actual figures. Because when I'm looking at this, by the way, for this Dorgu bid or package, we still got to talk about Garnacho, by the way. Big up Sophia. Remember, anyone that's interested in more United talks, Sophia's football talk, make sure you run that up as well. You can put that into your YouTube bars, and you can literally go and watch and all that kind of good stuff. Dorgu, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think we are overpaying for him. I don't think especially when Lecce's like biggest sale is something stupid like what someone remind me, is it like 16 million? 16 million? It's 31 million we could pay as a package, right? But 24 million up front. But it is January, and we all know that Man United need wing backs. So that's gonna happen. It's normal. But this is what I'm saying. No one should be focused on how much money we're spending on him, because it's not like it's 50 million. You know, this time a couple years ago, we would have spent 40, 50 million on him. Easy. Whether it's the summer or January. When you think of like how, creative Ineos have to get, we're talking about 24 million up front plus what 4.5, 5 million in bonuses. It's not a bad deal when you're deeper right now. He's a good profile. We lack it. We need it. And of course it's January. You got to think that they don't want to lose this guy. They're fighting for relegation, but they could do with the money. Of course they could. It's an Italian club that are low there, just above relegation zone. But we're so focused on the wrong things with Patrick Dorgu. Dorgu's just, we've been speaking about him for about a week now, maybe about 10 days potentially. Like, obviously, it's hotting up. We're talking about bids. I did say last week, I do think this gets done by early next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. It looks like it might get done by today. But we need to focus on potentially other signings beyond that. So I'm glad it's happening now, meaning we can focus on maybe sales, getting rid of whoever we need to get rid of, just in case. But 24 million is not that bad. This is what I keep saying to a lot of you. I hope you lot don't tune in to this whole Voldemort and that posse over there trying to spin the narrative on a player that doesn't even play for our club yet. Now, all of a sudden, subconsciously, when we Cass want Miley on loan, I'd take Lewis Miley in a heartbeat, and he's left-footed. He'd be perfect. Actually, I hope we go for him. I hope we go for him, Craig. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if there's a possibility that we can get an absolute, I think he's gonna be a phenom in this league. Honestly, talk about Adam Wharton, Lewis Miley's better, mate. But the whole thing with this is like, before he's played a game for Manchester United, subconsciously, anyone that watches him, they're gonna think, oh, why he's gonna have a bad game. Expect Dorgu to have a bad game, maybe a bad few games, right? No joke. They're going to be like, oh my God, why did we get this guy? Why did we overpay for him? This is what I mean about Glazers and Ineos, Glinios, whatever you want to call them. And you're thinking like, what? We just paid 24 million for this guy because bonuses might not get triggered, but only for United does bonuses get added on to the fee. So now all of a sudden it costs 30 million pounds, right? 24 million. You call that a great deal, right? In any shape, way, or form, you call it a great deal, and it's a great steal compared, like, comparing what's available out there in January to be let go. And everyone's going to say we pay too much money. Subconsciously, they're going to get onto him because of that flipping Goldemort and that channel. I hate it already. The narrative being spun. And he's talking about, oh, we should go get back Alvaro. He cost us 16 million. He knows the club. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. What's there's an 8 million difference less, by the way, in 16.6 million to Dorgu. It's a cancer at this point. I'm still in the same boat with everyone else here. We should go for both. I think both of them would be really good profiles for the club that we don't have. It sorts out a lot of our width. Alvaro on the left, Dorgu can do right. And then he's just talking about, oh, Glinios, the same old stuff. I can't believe it. That's how he sounds. That's his voice. He sounds like he's got nasals stuck up his flipping nostrils. He's never going to see this, by the way. And if he does, I couldn't care less. Well, my whole thing is to give an opinion, like as much as the next person. I just don't like how there's a brigade already, like there's a judgment brigade already out for someone that doesn't play for this club. That's why it annoys me. He could say anything else, like, because some stuff he says, I'm not gonna lie, like I agree with some of the stuff he does come out with, like anyone does. It's just talk about toxicity at this club, and he's just thinking like, oh God, it's insane. Let me see what this says. Patrick Dorgu, look at this. This is not official. It's from Sport Witness. Just come out. Dorgu will sign a 5-year contract at Manchester United. His starting salary will be worth 1.6 million a year. And then 2.5 million per year in the final year of his contract. Now, if he's in a final year of his contract, that means he's leaving. That means Bainham's going to sign him on a new deal. What is 1.6 million? Let me know, people. And run up the likes as well. Big up Ty. Remember, there's another channel that you lot can go and subscribe to. Not just Sophia. Ty he's actually done something with Nathan Salt. I call him a tier 1.5 for Manchester United. Maybe a 1.75. I don't know. He needs to earn his stripes still. But he just done a video with him and he ran it up yesterday. So go subscribe to Ty Sports. Again, YouTube bar. You know his face by now. Sai TV, the rest of it. 1.6 million is 30k per week. Oi. Even our academy youngsters get paid that. You know, and yet we should get onto Ineos. Wage structure and the rest of it. Wage structure and the rest of it. You know how mad that is? But we shouldn't care about wages, right? Because it's not our money. So, you know, we talk about culture reset. This is looking like it's going down to a reset. 6 weeks of Rashford's wages is what my man gets paid. Mad. It's mental, isn't it? It is mental. 2.6 million is 50k a week. Again, same as Garnacho. It's a great deal. Cheeto's getting paid more, if not just the same. And he's younger. But yeah, I think if that is the case, then I think it's good moves for Man United. I'm just waiting for the here we go as much as you people are. Let's see. Because you know what? I've got the biggest feeling, right? Yeah, we spoke about Pogba earlier. I've noticed when I do, imagine this, I do timestamps, right, during the show, and they don't even get shown during the live show, and it's so annoying and frustrating. So now I'm gonna wait till after the video's done, let it process and whatnot. You know what I mean by that, Sophia, right? Process, published, and whatever, and then I'll add in all the timestamps. So it might take 20 minutes, but there will be timestamps. People can look back and whatnot. I spoke quite a bit on Pogba as well. So yeah. Let me see what some of you are saying. I can't remember what I was going to say before that. Is Heaven going to be integrated to the first team? I spoke about this at the start of the video, around 2.5 minutes. But just to remind you, it come out from Academy Scoop earlier that he's going to be going straight into the first team. So it's not even like an integration. He's going straight into our first team. He is now our backup left centre back, as for it stands. So yeah, what else you lot saying? Bruno Agate, Pogba, can't go wrong, mate. Telling you. I mean, I'm playing. Remember, we play 4 in midfield. I'm just saying, innit? I'm not against it. I'm not against it. If Pogba is next to Bruno Fernandes in that 10s, I'm not against it. Ahmad and Dorgu on the wing backs, I'm all for it. I'm here. Just run it. But you know what? On that note, bring back Jesse Lingard as well, just for the bands. Just to annoy all of you lot that don't want him. Bring back Jesse Lingard and let him do some dancing videos. Yeah? Heaven is coming to hell with the devils. Goldfish does not like IC3. You know what? He does a lot of Aman prop though. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna call him out for that. You know, that's up for you lot to decide. But there's some certain undertones for sure. I must admit, whether he notices or not, but we'll see. Big up Abdi as well. Big up yourself. Pogba since 2020 has been injured for 930 days. Is that including his ban? The club will never get Pogba back. That's mad. He did. Oh yeah, he had that mental injury for when he signed at Juventus, didn't he? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But yeah, you know, bring back Martial as well. Why not? Get Jonathan David 62 GA and 20. Really? What 2024 alone is that's big. Oh, this guy, he does not. He's relentless, isn't it? He's relentless. Oh, it's not including the ban. Oh, that, you know what? Maybe I should have done a little bit more research on that. Yeah, do people forget what Bruno was like when Prog was on a pitch with him? Yeah, I loved it. You freed him up, but obviously them not a lot older now. Oh, I bring Vagos back then for the bans. Yeah, he's cooking, yeah, but he's just like he's in a less intense league, in it. Just leave him there. I mean, you know what? A fit Martial right now, I don't care if he's slowed down. He's still better than Højlund. Let me see what else. Who else? We'll talk about Dorgu as well. Is that his real name? Who you talk about, AC? What, Goldemort? Yeah, that's his new name. We're gonna call that man Goldemort if you talk about that. If Goldemort is against Dorgu, then you know Dorgu's destined for greatness. Oh, Cass, I've been told about Dorgu training, from insiders. Oh, really? This guy's strong. What, we're talking like Dumfries? We're talking about like Dumfries type strength, yeah? Because I saw, so I don't know if you lot watched Dorgu, right? I think I might have retweeted it, but there was like a 8.5-minute clip of like all his actions against Inter Milan, and I thought, oh, you know what, this guy's really impressive, right? And then I was like, I really like him, you know. And when they tried to like muscle him off the ball, who was it that was running against him? Dumfries. So Dumfries ran up against him and he shoved him off the ball. I was like, what? You know how strong Dumfries is? Dumfries a unit, yeah, and I've seen he is strong, yeah. And I'm telling you now, that would be mad. Do not quote this man ever again, by the way. Ben Jacobs is banned from this chat. This man is banned from this. This guy is one of the worst. Him and Dean Jones Soccer, yeah, one of the worst journals I've ever seen. You know what? The worst one is called that Fischer Jez guy, Fischer Jez, whatever his name is. I don't even know how he's a journalist or even quoted. It's crap. He links anyone to everyone. Literally, this guy is banned. Banned. Yeah, he's decent on the ball. You know what I noticed about Dorgu? How comfortable he is on the ball. You know, if you look at what I saw against Inter Milan, is in tight spaces, he's very comfortable. And he's like, I like players that don't rush, and he doesn't rush. And considering he played left back, and from what I saw in some of his take-ons, I'm thinking like, oh my God, so you free up. No, it's not your fault. Don't worry. You might not know this, but he got my other account banned. I had like 8,000 followers on there. He got me banned because I kept, only because, imagine this, Ben Jacobs got my account banned. I'm pretty sure him or Miguel Delaney. So I put Islam, because Miguel Delaney was doing up the whole Qatar thing, and he was being very Islamophobic towards it, like undertones. And I remember putting out a 4-piece of different tweets he made about Islam and whatnot, like basically just calling them out. And then for Ben Jacobs, I done a whole thread of everything he got wrong in the transfer, in the summer transfer window of 2023, I think it was. There was about 9 or 10 different tweets that he got so wrong that, or he contradicted one another. And all of a sudden, 3 days later, my account's banned without explanation. Funny that, isn't it? So it's just a lot of crap. Never would that. Oh, mate, desperate. Nah. But back to the Dorgu thing. What I really like about this guy is like he's relaxed and calm in possession. He doesn't rush it, and I like that. And I need to see. I saw him do a couple take-ons, and he was rapid. He was running beyond, obviously, the central midfielder. And I was thinking, imagine that guy at wing back. I just thought he could do a lot more. Like, I'm thinking, I need to see it again and again and again, and just like always that, we don't have that powerful runner in behind, especially on the left-hand side, which I think, you know what, in hindsight, it might actually work with someone like Garnacho, but you need someone that's going to feed Dorgu to run down that byline. And I don't know if Garnacho has that, but he's fast, but he's not a powerful runner. So I need a little bit of that down that byline. So it makes the other opposition think like, oh, you know what? Even if he might get beyond him, am I going to outmuscle him? I'm going to have to tackle this guy correct. So yeah, I've got that petty energy. Me and KG get along very well when we do talk. So we're kind of the same in that sense. I'll remember. But what likes are we on, people, as well? We are on 118 likes. Big up to all yourselves. Can we get this to 150? That would be an absolute blessing. It would be a blessing if we can get to there. The last one is actually Garnacho. I'm very confused. I'm very confused on the Garnacho transfer because we all thought that Chelsea made a bid, right? So we all thought Chelsea made a bid. Where's the bid? So maybe got rejected. Maybe we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. But, Gaston Goal, we're talking about Fabrizio Romano. There's something going to be submitted within 48 hours. Remember that? We covered it. We covered it like live. I remember. And this was like, what, Friday, Thursday, something along them lines. And we ain't seen nothing of it. So I don't know if new discussions got placed or it didn't officially get submitted. But now there's like, all of a sudden, Napoli want to play their cards, and I'm saying Fabrizio retweet the Adeyemi stuff is broken down, maybe, and they want to come in for a new bid for Garnacho. So was that like a bluff? He didn't really want Adeyemi. He was going to always break down negotiations because Antonio Conte really wants his first team choice players all the time. They offered something like 42 million plus whatever for Garnacho, and now they're going to improve the offer. Now, at this point, United stand firm on Garnacho and said, we want basically 60 million. But I reckon if they want to make United think, they got to get to the 55 million mark. Stop acting stupid. You've got Kvaratskhelia money. Sorry, not Scalia. You got Kvaratskhelia money. So bring us the money. Now, I know Chelsea want Garnacho. That's obvious. They want him. They got him as a priority or whatever in case they do go for the left winger position. But I don't think they want to spend 60 million. They're trying to move us on like Nkunku. But then they're saying Nkunku, which we spoke about yesterday, he doesn't just want a loan. I'm like, it's not up to you, mate. Do you want game time or not? Because he wants like an obligation. He wants a future. He wants to know his future. And I'm thinking like, it's come from, who did it come from again? Was it Matt Law or Telegraph or something like that? Right. And I'm thinking, it's not up to you whether you get a dry loan or not. Who do you think you are? You can't make them decisions. Do you want to play football or do you not? You can either rot on the bench or you can come play football for 6 months. Which one is it? And then we might make a deal afterwards. Who knows? But yeah, I just think it's just, again, all the little Jenga pieces. And now that disaster and now João Felix is getting moved on, that means disaster's going to go. That means whatever happens with their centre-back options, cool. But if Felix goes, that's another option. They got no Mudryk either. So on that notice, there's free space in their squad for someone like Garnacho. Now, the whole thing that's just broken down, come out yesterday that Matthias Tell and Chelsea's like highly, highly unlikely. It's not going to happen. So really and truly, that leaves one option, doesn't it? Now, are you going to go for the striker, let's say John Duran potentially, or you're going to go for Garnacho? Or maybe they might just keep their squad the way it is because they are only playing in Conference League. I just know this whole Garnacho situation is taking way too long. And there needs to be some clarification as well. I need some clarification. You lot need some clarification. Because how is United meant to do a deal within 6 days and the guy's not even gone yet? Make it again. We let this guy go. We need a replacement. Who's that replacement? We all keep talking about like, oh, it could be Tyler Dibbling, could be Mbermo, which is not happening, by the way. He's not for sale. Or it could be Cunha who wants away. How are you going to get that done in six days? There's no room to negotiate, by the way. You can't just send in a bid and get rejected each time. You got to be working overtime to get one of those deals over the line. We're talking about 60 to 70 million here. It's just long. I feel like we're moving long, or maybe we're moving too stingy with some of these players, but maybe they're doing the correct thing. So time will tell when that knows. Nkunku loan till the end of the season would definitely take him. Got to be better than Højlund and Xerxes, who can't score. That's exactly why I choose Nkunku over João Felix. I think Felix is a much better footballer. I think he helps our midfield, but we need more than just a better footballer. We need goals, someone that adds something. Do you know what I mean? Cass, can you give out a shout to mine and Dan Fenton's son who's watching with me, please? He thinks you're cool. Who's your son? Big up your son. Big up Amy and Dan's son who's watching me. What's his name? Big up Cass, not been on for a few days. Been working out. Bish, I love it when you join, man. I feel like me and you see eye to eye with the same things with football, man. And you're open-minded. And I like that about a few of our new subscribers as well. They're already working on it. I agree with you, King. I do agree with you. I think Nkunku's got a lot of legs. I just don't want it to be an option to buy, like as an obligation. I'm tired of doing deals with Chelsea where they take the piss out of us. We want to get rid of someone to them. You know, you gave us Mount for a stupid deal that we should never accepted in the first place. Then we gave you Sancho for 25 million, who's not the worst footballer in the world. He's amazing at football. He's not high. He's not doing amazing stuff, but he's doing better than what we've got at the moment in that left 10 spot. And then all of a sudden, for you to take Garnacho, we've got to take Nkunku, who's also injury prone, by the way, or has been injury prone. He's been fine this season. Mental, man. There's not enough time now. Keep Garnacho because of replace. Ivan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of getting in the same boat with as what you're thinking now. As much as I don't rate Garnacho, it's like I don't know. We can't be left 10less. You know, do you know what I mean? Big up Jacob, man. Big up Jacob. Hopefully you're having a good day, my friend. And I try to go live as much as possible. I know I talk a lot of rubbish. So because you're watching, I'll try to keep the swearing down. It's not good. But yeah, so big up Jacob. Everyone big up Jacob in the comments, man. There's 370 of you in the house. I hope Jacob has liked this video. And then, yeah, and hopefully you can enjoy his week. And hopefully we can get some signings for Man United. So yeah, man, big up Jacob. Dibbling from Southampton will be the best bet. But I don't want to spend 70 million on him. I don't want to spend massive. I think we should just wait. That it would be stupid to let him go. But then I saw Tottenham maybe in for like working on a deal with them for Dibbling. But the way I look at it is, if Dibbling goes to Tottenham, you're signing your career away. So that tells me everything I need to know about your mentality. You know, look at that, Jacob. Lots of comments for you, Jacob, in here. Lots of comments just for you, mate. Right now, Nkunku is worth 40 max. I'm in total agreement. Look at y'all saying that hope Jacob has a fantastic day. So is Abdi, man. Look at that, man. Community, man. Love that. Yeah, I agree on this part. Let's just wait till Southampton are relegated. Cherky's 22 minutes. At this point, it's like, I know Cherky off the ball is not the best yet, but I'm thinking just go and get him. Just put Ahmad on a wing then or something. Just go and get this guy. I need some footballers. I'm tired of watching Højlund and Garnacho play together. Xerxes and Garnacho makes more sense because at least, you know, he can feed him. And you know, Xerxes would have found him against Fulham when he made some inside runs. Garnacho's an interesting one. I think he's learning the role a bit, but I don't think he's going to be it. Got a Jacob in, Garnacho out. Can Jacob play wingback? No, but you know what it is, Lego. We have to, because look how much space we leave in behind our team. When we lose the ball and we complain about how did Sulemana get from A to B so quick? Off the ball is as important these days as on the ball. Do you know what I mean? On the ball, Cherky's amazing, but why has no other club gone in for him? It's because when you're off, we talk about lazy, right? Some were the same Pogba earlier, but the same ones that don't want Pogba might be the same ones that want Cherky. Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. Big up Danelle. Big up yourself, my boy. Hopefully you're doing well. Off the ball, at the moment it is because I hear it back because it's natural work ethic. You know, you talk about old United teams. Look at the Chelsea Mourinho teams or Conte. Everyone off the ball was absolutely amazing, and it was the bog standard thing back in the day is provide good work ethic and everything else comes along. Nowadays, players are definitely better than footballers from back in the day, of course, right? But they're more lazy, maybe because it's getting paid quite a lot of money. It could be, but it's more common. And you could do everything you want on the ball, but if you want to be elite, you need both. And it's the common thing back then is now looked at as a highlight of what they need now. God, it is highlighted. It's a little bit like back in the day, you wouldn't really talk about your ownership. You know, you wouldn't even really know who your director of football is. You wouldn't even know what your coaches' names are. You know, barely. You know, you probably know the assistant managers, but anything beyond that, we know what the physio's names is nowadays. We know what the corner coach's name is nowadays. We know, like, obviously the inside outs of what's in revenues. We know so much these days compared to 20 years ago. So it's just, now we highlight off the ball. Like, look what Rooney and Ronaldo, look at the work rate they used to provide. The bare minimum. The bare minimum. But you need ability with it. Big up, man. He's a big United fan. Jacob will be a top striker. Hey, he's definitely better than Højlund right now. He's definitely better than Højlund. That's a fact. Skipped Rasmus and targeted Xerxes. Who did? Who targeted Xerxes? I didn't. I like Xerxes. Like, he's a good player. Dorgu for 24. That's the rumors. That's the rumors. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on for a here we go at the moment. I have not done a live this long, I don't think, on this channel. But I just know if I end this stream right now, I'm not gonna get the here we go. It's gonna come as soon as I leave this stream. Jamie Jackson can go suck my ass, man. That guy, just allow it. Nah, he's another crap journo. Him and Alex Crook are whack. Absolute pants. The only here we go is when I play Mario. Oh yeah, true. Are we just gonna make? I think we're gonna get one. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm 9 likes. So 70% of you said you would bring back Pogba, and there's been 313 votes. The people have spoken. It's a democracy. It's a democracy over here in the UK. Bring him back. Right, man. We're getting here we go for a new dinner lady on a minimum wage. That's a good one. That's a really good. I like that. That's funny. Big up the channel, please, guys. Smash the likes. Yeah, man. All of that good stuff. Blitz, Cass. When the here we go drops, you need the title change that quick, so the YouTube money drops. I don't, on this channel, I don't get paid that as much as I'd like to. Yeah, you got to build up a good portfolio of videos and whatnot. But obviously, it's all up to you guys. Really, you lot dictate how much I earn. that's the way it goes. But yeah, look, if there's a here we go, I might just go live stream. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna end the live now. We're gonna go over to Hooks' channel. We're gonna go raid Hooks' channel. Hooks is an Arsenal fan doing a preview for the Man City game, I think, or if not tomorrow's game, maybe. We just need to go and annoy him. That's the plan. Let's go annoy Hooks. And as soon as we annoy Hooks, all in the chat, so go raid that up. When Dorgu gets to here we go, I'm going live again. I don't care if it's an hour. We're going live again. So stay alive, inshallah, and then we'll be back here maybe, hopefully, an hour or two, if not less. Straight up. Let's go scam another live. Yeah, let's go scam Hooks in a bit. Big up.